Hello, my name is Jonathan Greer, and for my Capstone project, I created an introductory training module designed to help beginner music producers set up a multi-track mixing session in the Studio One digital audio workstation. In this video, I will explain how my training needs analysis, Merrill's first principles of instruction worksheet, and hierarchical task analysis all came together to shape the instructional design and development blueprint and the final project. The Training Needs Analysis, or TNA, really helped narrow down both the topic of instruction and the direction of the project. Through the analysis process, I identified a clear gap between where learners currently are and where they want to be. Many beginner producers have used simple, free tools like Audacity, but often feel overwhelmed when transitioning into a fully featured DAW like Studio One. Because of that, I focused the training on one specific practical goal: creating a multi-track mixing session from a blank project. The TNA design process also helped me identify the subject matter experts who supported this direction. One SME focused on the effectiveness of simulation-based learning, and another provided guidance on building software simulations in Adobe Captivate. Together, they supported both the learning strategy and the technical design of the course. Merrill's First Principles of Instruction, or FPI, played a big role in how I planned the learning experience. The overall task or purpose of the project is simple and practical. Learners should be able to create a complete multi-track session in Studio One, starting from a blank project. Everything in the course supports that one real-world task. To activate learners' previous knowledge, the training begins with a short orientation video that connects Studio One concepts to things learners already understand, like tracks, EQ, compression, and reverb. This helps them feel grounded before they start learning new workflows and navigating a new interface. The new knowledge demonstrated to learners includes best practices for setting up projects, organizing tracks, inserting plugins, and routing effects and mix buses correctly. These skills are demonstrated through short, focused videos that break each process into smaller, more manageable steps. After watching the demonstrations, learners immediately apply what they've seen through interactive software simulations built in Adobe Captivate. They perform the same actions themselves, adding tracks, inserting plugins, and creating buses, while being provided with immediate feedback. This hands-on practice helps to build confidence and reinforce retention. Learners then integrate these skills through a final Capstone simulation, where they build a full multi-track session all on their own. This mirrors an actual workflow in Studio One and makes it easier for them to transfer these skills into their own music projects outside of the course. The hierarchical task analysis, or HTA, helped me decide the order of tasks and subtasks. What influenced this the most was thinking about how someone would naturally work in Studio One. For example, a learner has to create a project before they can add the tracks, and tracks need to exist before plugins or buses can be added. I also wanted to manage cognitive load by starting with simpler actions and gradually moving toward more complex ones, like routing effects and mix buses. This structure closely aligns with Merrill's task-centered approach and helps learners build skills without feeling overwhelmed. As you can see, each branch of the task analysis feeds back into the final Capstone software simulation, where the learners will use all of the skills practiced up to this point. This training development process directly shaped the IDD blueprint. If all of the previous documents have been written with careful intention, the IDD blueprint practically writes itself. The instructional problem, learning objectives, media choices, delivery method, and assessment strategy all came from the training needs analysis, and were reinforced by Merrill's first principles and the HTA. The IDD blueprint acts as a roadmap for the entire project. It brings all of the pieces together and clearly explains what the learners will do, how they will learn it, and how that learning will be assessed. At any time during the process, even while writing the IDD blueprint, the training can be adjusted or refined, as long as these changes are then reflected in the other supporting documents. Overall, each part of the project builds on the others. The TNA identified the problem and audience. Merrill's FPI guided the learning experience. The HTA organized the workflow, and the IDD blueprint pulled everything together into a cohesive plan. The result is a hands-on, learner-centered training that helps beginners feel more confident working in Studio One.